Hey everyone, it's Jenna from Canadian Beats Media. Today I'm joined by PEI-based Justyn Thyme for our Stanfest edition of Zoomies. Welcome, Justyn.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. So first off, care to introduce yourself a bit more in depth for our listeners?
Sure, yeah. Well, as you said, my name's Justyn. I live in PEI. One thing a lot of people may not know about me is that I'm legally blind. Haven't driven a car since I was 17, so doing the circuits has been proving to be a little bit challenging. But I'm so happy to be able to get off island and be a part of Stanfest this year.
For sure. Um, what does it mean to you to perform at Stan Rogers Folk Festival, which is known for its dedication to celebrating songwriters?
Well, my first introduction to Stanfest was through my aunt Glenda, and she had been going, I think, since the beginning, if not just shortly after. So she's been talking about it for years. And when I started, recording and releasing music and, starting to do more shows, and she was saying, Justyn, like you have to get over here. It's just the mecca of just all the people you'd want to meet, all the people you'd want to be around, and just like celebrating the thing that we both love. And there's always just been this beautiful vision of what that is in my mind. And this will be my first year actually being able to go and be a part of it and see what that's like in comparison to the vision.
For
But
sure.
yeah, very excited.
Awesome. As part of a festival that honors the legacy of Stan Rogers, there's a big incorporation of storytelling into the festival. So, as a performer, how do you connect with your audience through storytelling?
That's a good question. I feel like as a performer, I'm still just getting to know myself really, but I feel comfortable showing up and being guided by whatever it is that is behind the scenes in all of our lives. So every time I get to play a show, particularly one that I'm excited about, I feel like something comes to life and I just get to watch that thing within me and kind of take notes and see what works and see what doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Known as an intimate and community-oriented atmosphere, how does performing in a setting like this differ from a larger venue or another festivals that you've played at?
There's something about festivals that I have always found really magical on the listener end, being outside and the winds playing with the sound. And there's just this, I don't know, it feels like something that just should be all the time, just people together, being around each other, music, celebrating, laughing. And in those environments, I feel like there's just a real pat in the back to just do something that's beyond what you could do in your indoor venue where people are buying tickets for one particular show or something. There's more potential, I think, for magic in these type of environments.
Mm-hmm. The festival is kicking off with The Circle Continues. Stanfest celebrates Bruce Guthrow. Sorry. Um, do you have a favorite song by Bruce?
I'm not overly familiar with Bruce, to be honest. I've seen him, geez, it would be a number of years ago now. I think I was like 17, 18. It was over in Halifax. And it made an impression, just the way that he carried himself and how
Yeah.
genuinely and strongly he held the audience with him.
Mm-hmm.
It That's the strongest memory I have of it. But as far as his catalog, I'd know his voice to hear it, but I'm not
Mm-hmm.
overly familiar with individual songs.
Okay. Are there any artists on this year's lineup that you're excited to check out?
Yeah, there's a bunch. There's a few friends that are going. Geez, this might be tough. I know Tim Baker's going. Tim,
Mm-hmm.
I always love seeing Tim. I'm looking forward to seeing Dave Gunning. Geez. Now, of course, when I try to think of the list, it is not in my head at all. But I think I'll just be bumping around and following the word
Mm-hmm.
and seeing where that takes me.
So the next five questions are just for fun. What was the first festival you attended as a fan?
uh, I think that would have been Evolve Festival in Antigonish. It used to be. and that was a lot. That was very much a different vibe
Yeah.
than Stanfest will be, and I don't feel at all drawn to that type of place anymore.
Yeah. What's the first thing you do when you arrive at a festival?
Maybe just get a lay of the land, do a little walkabout, see what's
Mhm.
what, see where the food's at,
Mhm.
see where the water's at, the bathroom's at, that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. What's your favorite food or beverage to eat at a festival?
Um, Anything with bubbles is good. Feel like sparkling waters are probably the best bet as far as longevity and
Yeah.
being able to kick into the evening type of thing. And then just whatever's, I don't know, I love just trying different pop-ups or trucks or
Mhm.
whatever's stationed around.
Okay.
I'm sure there'll be some good recommendations as far as what to try for food.
Oh, I have no doubt. If you could create your dream festival lineup, and this can be living or passed away, um, who would you put as your top three headliners other than yourself?
I wouldn't put myself, I don't think. Oh my. Um, Gee, these are tough questions. I've been really into Blake Mills for a long time, and he doesn't perform a whole lot. So just generally to see him would be a real treat.
Hmm.
And then maybe, in the time that, all those big bands from the 60s, 70s era were excited and just starting out, like literally any one of those I feel like would just be it would just light me up. I don't know. I
Okay.
feel like we don't get to see shows like that as much these days. It's tough. It's tough being an artist and trying to make things work and to be able to just, move around freely and do the thing that you want to do is a dream, but nowadays it seems like there's a lot more work on the back end, and it's very much a job rather than just, you're playing music and flying around, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is not a great answer so far as the lineup. Um, been listening to a lot of Jackson Brown, so maybe I'll throw him on there.
Okay.
And then something weird. I don't know. Something. I saw this documentary a little while ago. What was it called? The Source Family, I think it was. And the guy who started this whole operation, it didn't end up going well after all was said and done. But his name was Jim Baker, and he's a really interesting cat. And he started this kind of experimental, like psychedelic group, and there was this like spiritual kind of community that came together. Plenty of musicians were drawn to that, and they had just every instrument you can imagine, and they had a band. And I think it was literally just called the Source Family Band, and there was clips of it in the movie, and it was very interesting
Okay.
to see something like that live, where you just there's no ideas of what's going to happen or anything. It's just
Mm-hmm.
kind of start, and then just life unfolds, and then you just get to be there for it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Something like that. Maybe I'd throw in as the wild card.
Okay. What's one thing you always have to bring with you to a festival?
Flashlight.
Okay.
Yeah, there's been so many times where I'm just lost
Yeah.
and just trying to find out where I've set up a tent, just trying to find some
Hmm.
friends. But when the sun goes down, my mother could be standing right in front of me, and I'd have no sweet clue.
Okay,
I've
yeah.
got zero night vision and very little peripheral vision.
Okay.
So me without a flashlight is quite a sight.
Yeah, I would say.
Um,
So don't forget that.
I'll have a backup one probably even.
For sure. Don't blame you.
Um,
That's it for Zoomies.
nice.
Um, Thanks for joining me and have a blast at the festival.
Oh, thank you, Jenna. I appreciate it.